Have you noticed this? The more you chase, the further she pulls away. You send a good morning text. She leaves you on read. You try to fix her bad day. She says, "I'm fine," with a chilling distance. Why is your kindness, your attention, being met with coldness? Here is the brutal truth no one will tell you. The biggest obstacle in your relationships isn't her. It's your own hunger. You're not the nice guy. You're a raging river, and you are unconsciously eroding everything in your path, including her respect for you. Welcome. If you're here, it means you're tired. Tired of the games. Tired of the confusion. Tired of feeling like you have to perform for an approval that never lasts? I'm not here to give you more tactics. I'm here to start a different conversation. A conversation about the energy beneath the words. A conversation about building the lighthouse within yourself. This is the journey from chasing shadows to becoming the source of light. For years, I lived as a raging river. I believed love was something I had to win. I'd meet a woman, and immediately my current would flow toward her. I sent good morning texts she didn't ask for. I tried to fix her bad days. I changed my plans just to get a few minutes of her attention. I thought I was showing I cared. I thought I was the nice guy, but the harder the river flowed, the further the ocean seemed to recede. She became distant. Polite but distant, and I, in my confusion, just tried harder. I was eroding my own banks, losing my own shape, just trying to fill her up. I didn't realize a fundamental truth of psychology. We don't chase because of love. We chase because of a deficit of validation. We think her attention is the cure for our insecurity. But it's like drinking salt water to quench a thirst. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. A woman doesn't feel your love. She feels your need. She feels that your energy isn't a gift, it's a transaction. You're unconsciously saying, "I will give you this attention if you will fill this void in me." And the moment she feels that, respect dies. Not because she's cruel, but because instinctively no one is attracted to a void. People are attracted to a mountain. Look back at your last interaction. Were you connecting or were you transacting? Were you offering your presence or were you looking for a reward? So, why do we have this deficit? Why are we so starved for validation? For years working with men, I've seen a pattern. Many of us grew up with a conditional father. We only received approval when we achieved. When we hit the ball, when we got the A, when we made the money, we were rarely, if ever, taught that our being was enough. We carry that wound into our relationships. We turn women into surrogates for the approval we never got from our fathers. We're not looking for a partner. We're looking for a mother, a judge, someone who will finally tell us, "Good job. You are good enough." This is the performance trap. We believe our value is in our doing, not in our being. And here's what modern psychology tells us. She isn't leaving because you're too nice. She's leaving because she can feel you're not actually there with her. You're in your head, calculating your next move, trying to win her. She feels your agenda, not your soul. A man who has healed this wound operates differently. He doesn't seek to impress. He seeks to understand. He doesn't try to be seen. He simply sees her. This distinction is everything. Here is the reflective question for you. When you are alone, in total silence, no phone, no distractions, what is the first feeling that rises? Is it peace? Or is it panic? That feeling is your starting point. This brings us to a principle I call the law of relational echoes. The law is simple. The world and the people in it do not respond to what you want. They respond to who you are. Your reality is an echo of your internal state. If you are chaos, you will attract chaos. If you are neediness, you will attract people who test your neediness. But if you are whole, if you are grounded, you will attract the same. This is where we shift from the river metaphor to the lighthouse. Think about it. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It doesn't scream for their attention. It doesn't worry if the ships don't see its light. It has one singular purpose, to be anchored to the rock and to shine. Its value is not in the ships that come to it. Its value is in its own unwavering constancy. I have a friend who was a classic chaser. He was always failing in relationships, always feeling bitter. Finally, he gave up. He stopped dating entirely for 1 year. In that year, he didn't work on himself to get girls. He learned to weld. He built a motorcycle from scratch. He read philosophy. He went hiking alone. He was building his rock. When he returned to the world, he was different. Not his looks, his energy. He didn't need a date. His existence was enough. He met his future wife at a coffee shop. Not because he hit on her, but because she started the conversation with him. She was drawn to the peace, the wholeness that radiated from him. He wasn't hunting. He had become the destination. This is not a tactic. This is a change of being. The question for you is, what is the light you are meant to shine? What purpose, hobby, or skill have you been ignoring? Because you've been too busy chasing ships? Before we go deeper into how to build the lighthouse, a brief pause. These ideas, this journey, this is lifelong work. If you feel ready to go beyond these videos and truly rebuild your foundation, I've created a private community, a brotherhood, for exactly this work. It's a space to master this internal alignment, to understand the energy we've discussed, and to build your lighthouse brick by brick. You join once, and you have lifetime access to every future course, book, and new lesson. The community is available in English and Spanish. This isn't a quick fix. It's a lifelong commitment to your own center. You can learn more at thestoiccouple.podia.com. Now, let's continue the work of building. The moment you stop chasing, silence hits, and for the river man, this silence is terrifying. It feels like death. His mind screams, text her, call her, fix it. Don't lose her! Most men break here. They flood the silence with anxious energy, with long texts, with explanations, and they reconfirm to her that he is, in fact, a void. But for the lighthouse man, silence is something else entirely. It is not a tactic to punish her. It is a crucible to heal himself. Silence isn't empty space. It is building space. This is when you stop focusing on her and start focusing on your rock. In that silence, you don't check her social media. You go to the gym. You read the book. You work on your project. You meditate. You sit with your hunger, and you don't act on it. You let it rise and you let it pass, like a cloud. You are retraining your nervous system that, I do not need her validation to survive. I am already whole. Then, when you do choose to speak again, your words have weight. They come from a place of fullness, not scarcity. Your silence has turned the lead of your anxiety into the gold of your peace. That is the alchemy. Let's talk about tests. Other channels will tell you women test you intentionally to see how weak you are. That perspective creates confrontation. The truth is much deeper. Women, like nature, crave stability. Their own energy can be like the weather, changing constantly. They need to know that their man is the rock they can anchor to when their own emotional storms hit. So, tests are not conscious games. They are instinctive sensors when she suddenly gets cold, when she's slow to text back, when she challenges your opinion. She's not trying to hurt you. She is unconsciously kicking your foundation. She is asking, are you real? This confidence you have, is it real? Or will it shatter the moment I push it? The river man fails. He gets defensive. Why are you being this way? He gets needy. What did I do wrong? Or he gets angry. You're being ridiculous. In all cases, he proves his foundation is made of sand. The lighthouse man doesn't pass the test. He is the answer. He doesn't react. He observes. He holds his center. He might say, I notice you seem a little distant. Is everything okay? He says it from a place of care, not anxiety. Or he simply gives her space, knowing his peace is not dependent on her mood. It is that unwavering stability, that ability to hold your light regardless of the weather, that she truly craves. The father wound taught us we must perform to be loved. We have to be the funniest, the smartest, the richest, the best. We put on a mask and hope someone falls in love with the mask. but the raging river is a bad actor. It's always exhausted. The lighthouse man understands the difference between performing and presence. Performing is when you're in your head. You're calculating, if I say this, what will she think? What joke should I tell next? You are trying to get a reaction. Presence is when you are in the moment. You are listening, truly listening, not to plan your reply, but to understand her. You are not trying to be liked. You are simply being. When you are present, your energy says, I am completely comfortable with who I am. I don't need to impress you. I am here to share this space with you, not to win something from you. Do you have any idea how powerful this is? In a world full of men trying to perform, the man who is simply present, he is the only one who is truly seen. Your authenticity becomes your greatest attraction. You stop playing the game and suddenly you become the prize. This is the final stage of the journey. You've stopped chasing. You've faced your hunger in the crucible of silence. You've understood that tests are just wind. You've dropped your performance mask. Now, something magical happens. You realize that your internal peace is priceless. You build a kingdom inside yourself. A place where you are king. A place that no external validation can trespass. You still love. You still connect. But you no longer cling. You realize you would rather be alone in peace than with someone in chaos. And here is the final paradox. The moment you truly, honestly, 100% do not need her to feel whole, that is the exact moment she becomes the most attracted to you. She feels that you are not a river trying to fill her up. You are a lighthouse, solid and real. You love from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You have become the man she can respect. Not because you won her, but because you conquered yourself. This journey, this act of stopping the chase, was never really about her. It was always about you coming home to yourself. Every rejection, every read receipt, every cold shoulder. They were teachers. They were calls, urging you to stop looking for your value outside and to start building it inside. The source of light you were looking for was you. Before you go, let's begin the work. Not tomorrow. Right now, I want you to practice one exercise. I call it the anchor breath. Tonight or right now, set a timer for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes, sit down, close your eyes, and just focus on the physical sensation of your breath. The air coming in through your nose and out through your mouth. When a thought about her, a worry, or a plan enters your mind, don't fight it. Just mentally label it thinking, and gently bring your focus back to your breath. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are the lighthouse, and the thoughts are just the weather. Start building your anchor. If this conversation spoke to you, share it with another man who is also tired of running. And in the comments, share one word that describes the rock you will build your lighthouse on. Discipline? Purpose or peace? Stop chasing. Start shining.